Hey you guys, it's your girl Mani Chanel and I'm back with another video. I get so excited when I start making videos. Like, I really enjoy doing YouTube. I really enjoy making content, but I'm just not consistent, and sometimes I get unmotivated like most of us with, things that we want to do in life. But as you can tell from the title, hold on, I missed the part, guys. You clicked this video because you saw what was going on, so let's get right into it.
Do you want me? Do you wanna love me like that? Like that? Do you want me? Do you want?
I don't know why I love this so much. I don't know who came up with this, but this has been my new thing about everything. Okay, let me stop. It's gonna be a video on pretty much why I stopped dancing, and did I like dancing, and things of that nature. So I wrote down some things that I wanted to touch base on. I tried to make this video before and I was just all over the place. So I tried to make this here to stay on track. So if you see me looking down real quick, it helped my brain figure out where I was telling a storyline or whatever. I didn't stop dancing completely. I do plan on returning back to the dance life. I went to Miami. I went to Florida to dance this past summer, 2023 summer. I went to go dance and it was a fucking disaster. My last vlog, I pretty much went to Florida and I started vlogging, and then when things started going downhill, I just stopped recording. I stopped recording things that's so bad, but I'm gonna do a story time for you guys so you guys can understand. People don't talk about these things before you start dancing. Everybody comes on YouTube and want to vlog and show you guys 5K nights, 2K nights, but nobody's showing you the nights when you're literally in your car crying. You got bills and ends to meet, and the club is not helping you make that. Okay, so I'm gonna stop running my mouth. Let's get right into why you clicked this video. So my first reason on why I stopped dancing was the financial part of it. Dancing is supposed to be a side hustle. Dancing is not supposed to be your full-time 40 hours a week type of job. You are definitely supposed to keep dancing as a side hustle. This was my number one reason why I stopped dancing. At one point, I made dancing my side hustle. So I would work my job, and then I had spring break off, I had the summers off, I had, the winter breaks off and stuff like that. So I had the free time to pretty much, dance. I quit my job and I decided I was gonna be this full-time travel dancer and just travel the world and just make all of this money. No, I'm a joke for even thinking that. I was able to fall back on my work money when I had bad nights. Okay, so you pretty much get where I'm going with that. I don't really have to go too deep into do not make dancing your main job, because I went wrong and my life went like this. Literally, it set me back. Like I said, I'm gonna do a video on this separately, but it set me all the way back. Like, I had to go into my savings, I had to max out my savings, I had to max out credit cards, because I really had to figure out how I was gonna live. And it was really bad, you guys, and it put me in a depression. But those hard times do make people stronger, and I just thank God, because the situation I was in Florida and the situation I was in when I was struggling, I'm not in that situation no more. And I'm very appreciative, and we'll get into that in a minute. Not being 100% confident, okay? It's self-explanatory. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you look good. Whatever the saying is. But you have to be 100% confident in yourself. I know I'm beautiful. I know I have a decent body. But you're working with women who have their bodies completely done up. You're working with women who's really on a boss bitch shit. They got the money to enhance whatever their insecurity is about. So they walk around like no care in the world, because they done paid for everything they wanted. You have women who have stretch marks. You have women who have kids. So you have like the mommy pouch. You have women who have discoloration. You have women who have razor bumps. Back rolls. You have, I even have stretch marks right here on my underarm. I don't know why, but hey. We all have our insecurities. We all have things that we're not 100% confident in, and that plays a big part in the club. It's really hard to do that when you're working around the baddest of the baddest. You got to know that even though you're working around the baddest of the baddest, that you are still bad too. You matter. You're important. Every customer has a type. And just because they seem like, the girls who got their bodies done are getting the most money or whatever the case may be, there's guys who really don't like people who have their bodies done. I have met a bunch of guys who like natural bodies, or they like slim girls over the thick girls. So being 100% confident, that's my next reason why I stopped dancing. Confidence is key. You don't want to be comparing yourself to others in the club, because you're beautiful yourself. You just have to be confident. I picked the wrong, I guess I want to say time. I danced in Tampa, I danced in Miami. I made $0, y'all. I made $0 because of all of these things, not being confident and everything else that I'm pretty much going to talk about. Also, when we went to go dance, we met other dancers. They told us that it is slow season right now in the strip clubs in Florida. So we kind of went during the summer thinking like, it's the summer, it's going to be lit, it's going to be the customers. The customers. I've never met cheap, low down, miserable, disgusting ass men in my life until I worked in a club. Like, these be the men that have wives and people at home that they go home to, and this how you act in the club, thirsty? Yeah, no. Being cheap. They're being cheap. They'll go, they'll get $100 in singles, and then you're dancing and they're just throwing 1, 2, 3, 4. I know you did not just buy 100 singles to throw $4. Unless you're not feeling me. If you're not feeling me, I respect the dude who's like, nah, mama, I'm not feeling you. I respect that way more, but don't have me dancing. First of all, dancing is a workout. Another reason with the customers that I just don't want to dance so much is because they're touchy. Like, why do you feel like you need to touch me? Why do men think that because a woman is a stripper that you have to touch them, or it has to be sex, or it has to be something like that? Like, yeah, we dancing half naked, or shit, at times you are naked, depending on what club you are working in. But why do you have to touch me? Why can't you just enjoy the dancing, the vibes, you know, whatever the case is? Why do you feel like you need to touch me though? Like, that's not what a stripper do. Strippers don't fucking... Some do, but that's not what you're supposed to do, okay? Another thing with the customers is they be wanting to meet you after the club. Like, I don't want to meet with you. I don't want to lay up with you. I don't want nothing. I don't want your number. I don't want your Instagram. I don't want nothing with you. Like, I don't. I really don't. I'm here to make bread. Like, the whole time in my head, I'm like, it's trying to exceed a goal in my head. And you in my face talking about, give me your number. It's dangerous. It's really dangerous. Like, you have men who are just really sick in the head. Like, men who really lure you into a dangerous situation. And it's like, you don't even know these people. You didn't even do nothing to these people. But just whatever their sick problems are, whatever they went through in their past, or whatever sick reasoning they have for doing what they're doing, it's not worth my life. I'm sorry. Like, I don't have time for an obsessed customer. You know, I give him a dance. We had a decent time in the club. He spent money. And then after work, next thing I'm being followed home, or, you know, you have to be aware of these things, because these things are real. If somebody really likes you and they're really sick in the head, this is a possibility. Yes, security may walk you to your car, but you don't know what cars across the street waiting to see when you leave. You don't know if somebody's in the bushes somewhere with the microscope looking at you. Like, you just don't know what you might get yourself into. So I don't even play those games with these people. Like, I don't, yeah, no. Management. I done seen it all when it comes to like management and people of authority. I mean, you guys get it. I mean, this can happen at any job. It's not necessarily just the club scenery, but you know, you're gonna have the managers who's gonna want to do something for a little piece of change, okay? The promoters, the security guards, the DJ, like, you don't do right by them, and they will literally be petty towards you. One of the clubs I worked at, the security guards would tell us ahead of time, like, oh, you know, we got these guys coming in. It was like, go to that section, they'll be coming. And the club I was at in Florida, you get to go jump and be in a section like a roach. I thought when you get into a section, they pick who they want. So we had security looking out for us, and we would just tip them really well at the end of the night. You know, what in favors. I didn't watch the manager be just straight rude. Like, he look at strippers like they're beneath the ground, like, ugh. And it's just like, a lot of strippers I know I've met are actually like, they be doing shit. You got a lot of women come up from being a stripper, business wise. They get into real estate, you know, they get into selling hair, anything. It's a lot of females in the strip game that really turn nothing into something, and they really discipline themselves, and they exited the game, period, as they should. So them being unfair, unrude is management. My relationship, you guys. So I have to understand the relationship I was in during the time I was stripping. He never said like, don't, like, to stop dancing. He never said stop dancing. He was pretty much on some, I'm never gonna stop you from getting your bag, so if that's what you want to do, I'm gonna support you. He always told me he didn't like me dancing. He just wasn't, he's not the type of dude to stop me from dancing. He's not gonna make an argument about it. We never really argued because I was dancing, you know, things like that. I would argue with him because it's like, when you're a dancer, you get home at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, depending on what club you work at. Because up here in New York, New Jersey, most clubs close at like 2, 3, or 4 the most. The club I worked at in Florida, they close like 6, 6:30. So I wasn't getting inside until about 8. By the time I settled down, take a shower, he's just not waking up. And he was mad that I was sleeping all day because he wanted his attention from his honey, okay? Now you stop. He wanted his attention. He wanted his me time. I'm his wifey. He wanted to talk to me. I'm too busy being a stripper at night that I'm tired all day long, so we don't really get to talk until the nighttime when I'm getting up for work. So that was that. I'm not really going to say for me I really had, you know, much relationship problems, because I really didn't. The man I was with at that time, he was very understanding to what I was doing. He trusted me. We never argued about it. It was just the fact that, you know, he didn't get his time because of the hours I was working. But for somebody else who might be in a relationship, your man, your woman, whoever, they might not be understanding to your goal and be happy with your decision. So that would be a reason why you guys would probably stop dancing, because of the relationship. So if this is what you're trying to consider doing, consider your relationship, honey. Not every man's gonna be okay with that. I'm not fit. I'm not in the best healthy state. I could just clap cheeks. I could make my booty clap and I could bounce it a little something, something. But I can't really do too much. I can't dance slow. I cannot dance sexy. And I can barely do any pole tricks that I'm comfortable doing on stage in front of people. Child. Yeah, I done seen some girls fuck up the pole. And then it goes back to the confidence thing. I think I can do something light on the pole. But then you gonna see an acrobat get on the damn pole. And you just looking at her like... I ain't doing nothing on the pole no more. I don't really know how to entertain for real. Like, I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm, you know, all that good stuff. But when it comes to, like, seducing a man and being sexy and slow and, you know, I'm not flexible. None of that stuff. I can't. I really don't know how to dance slow. I feel like I look stupid. And then on top of that, to me, I'm overweight. Some people will be like, oh, you look fine. But I'm not comfortable with my weight. So, to me, I'm thinking about my roles and... it's not good if you're not confident. If everything goes back to confidence. If you're not confident in yourself, everything else is just gonna go downhill. Because confidence is like the main key to the club. Simple. I'm not friendly. I'm not friendly at all. Whoever I go to the club with, 9 times out of 10, that person I'm with is doing the talking and the networking. I'm not that girl. And it's hard for me to be that way because I've been like this my whole life. So trying to adjust and change in a club setting is like, it's a competition in the club to them. It's never a competition to me. I'm just worried about my bread. I don't care how much money anybody else really getting for us. It's not my business. But, you know, females in the club to me are just weird. Like, it's very hard to find a down, cool-ass female in the club who don't be on no weird shit. And another thing that I forgot to mention is, this goes back to the financial part. You don't have no stability when it comes to a strip club. A strip club can get shot down right now. Like, you guys remember the situation where Blueface, they had that shooting? Club gets shut down. So the club is not really stable because anything can happen. If you don't dance and shake that booty, bitch, you don't make no money. And you don't have no PTO. You don't have no vacation time. You don't have none of that. You don't have nothing to fall back on. Everything is coming out your cash. You have no benefits. You literally have no benefits. And it's like the money you make now, if you're not putting money away for the future, or you're not, you know, if you don't have a business goal or anything that's going to generate the money that you're saving or that you're making, then it's just like, what are you doing? Because, you know, a job, you get 401k, you get the retirement, you get the pension, you get the benefits and the social security, all that good stuff. You have to put all that money away as a dancer. Like, all of it. If that's what you want in the near future. That's pretty much why I stopped dancing. Now, the story time will make more sense to what I'm talking about. I really want to do the story time with my best friend because my best friend was with me while we was going through this. It was crazy, you guys. Like, it was bad. It was bad. So, why did I start dancing to begin with? So, of course, I think the one and only answer for everybody is the fast money. Hello. So it's like the fast money. Like, you know, you do have good nights and you do have bad nights. It's just a gamble. You can have a good night at the casino and then you can have a bad night at the casino. You just gotta play your cards right. And I think that's pretty much my only reason why I started dancing. You know, if it sounds good to me, like, oh, you know, you get dolled up. You know, you gotta keep up with yourself. And that's something I love doing for myself. When I get my nails done, I get my hair done, my eyebrows and everything, my wax, everything's done, I feel good, okay? It's nothing better than a woman in her glow. I swear, when you really get done up and you feeling good, you look good, everything just to the T, okay? I really wanted to be a bottle girl at first, but I started doing my research and then I learned that it's easier to be a stripper. So I went the stripper route. And I do plan on going back. I getting dolled up. I like looking pretty. I just like the idea of a stripper. Now, the job itself is it can be stressful. The same people kept popping up my newsfeed on YouTube, and I started clicking them, and it was females showing the 5K nights and the 2K nights, and they'll post like, oh, this basketball player threw 10K in our section, and they're showing all these luxury things, and they're going shopping, and, you know, they're making like 10K a week off of these clubs, and it's like, that's when I was like, oh, I'm missing out. And don't get me wrong, they're not lying. They are doing it, but there are stipulations. You might be somebody who has clout. You might be somebody who's an Instagram model. You might be somebody who's well known. You might be somebody who networked, and you know, it's like who you know. You know what I mean? So yeah, they showing you all these things, but they might be somebody who's known or who's lit. You know what I'm saying? They might not be a small town girl like me who's not really known like that, who only got like 6K followers, something like that. You know, there's people that's actually coming out for them. Like, you know, YouTube played a big part in why I started dancing, because I used to see all of them, you know, living luxury, they're making all of this money, they're driving the fancy cars, you know, all of that sounded good, so I got in the game myself. I don't want to go too crazy. I just wanted to give you guys the real, the raw, and the tea. So now you guys need to stay tuned for my video on what happened. My best friend's going to DR, so when she comes back, we're going to record this video for you guys, because I feel like it'll be better if you have both perspectives, two people with two different opinions on how the trip went. I might think it went 100% bad. She might think it went 50% bad for her own reasoning. So you guys stay tuned for that video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you guys click on my other videos too and watch them if you haven't watched them. Press that subscribe button. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next one.